What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video today. So the Acolyte has officially been canceled by Disney and Lucasfilm. My thoughts on this are very mixed. I've seen a lot of reactions on the internet that seem to like instantaneously go toward the show should have been canceled, it's complete and utter garbage. Even, aside from the normal hate bait channels that we all know would eat this kind of news up, there's been a lot of people that just genuinely didn't like the show, that think this is a great thing that The Acolyte's being canceled, is Lucasfilm finally listening to the fans. And with all this going on, I just wanted to weigh in my 2 cents. And I guess you could say I'm definitely divided because there's a part of me that whenever look, I just want to say let me start off saying this. I enjoyed The Acolyte. I understand that I'm probably in the minority on that, but I thought it was honestly on par with, if not better than Ahsoka. I liked it more than Mandalorian season 3. I did a full review on my Instagram account, Geek Nation. I'll put the link in the description for that so you can go check it out. And there were a lot of redeeming qualities about the series, but there were definitely stuff that I didn't like as well. And knowing that and hearing this news, I understand why they canceled it. I'm not like offended or I'm like, man, Disney makes just the dumbest decisions. No, they're genuinely speaking, it did not do good numbers. It was a flop for them. So naturally, we're not going to get a season two. And it's not like it ended on the biggest cliffhanger ever. Like, we can get one season of this and it's completely fine. It sucks for somebody that would like a season two and would like to see more of the, let's just say, kinks worked out, but I also understand why they're going ahead and canceling it. Um, it is good that they're listening to the fans. Don't get me wrong. It's great, and again, even though I like the show, I totally understand why others didn't, and I'm not faulting Disney at all for canceling it. But then there is another part of me that kind of wonders if this is just another step in the trend that it seems like Disney's doing, where it's just going to be sequels, and I guess they're not really doing a lot of reboots. I didn't see a lot of like the, Pinocchio remake or Peter Pan remake or anything like that at D23 that I remember at least. But I will say we seem to be in the era of sequels and less originality. And one of the things that I did like about The Acolyte, even though I feel like it didn't go as far as it could have gone, was that it did embrace original characters and an original timeline of the High Republic. Which, by the way, if you haven't read the books of the High Republic, a lot of that timeline and world building and characters is very interesting. But back on topic, while you know, I don't know. I'm worried that we're just going to start seeing Disney really just play it safe again. We might get really good products, don't get me wrong. I've liked a lot of what they put out in 2024. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Prey, or not Prey, Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine. Um, there's been a lot that I've enjoyed. Inside Out 2 is another one. So a lot of their products this year have been great. But I'm also worried that this playing it safe and doing sequels and threequels and prequels and whatever else you want to call it. I'm very concerned that this is just going to be a growing trend for Disney and we're not going to get a lot of original content. And I know apparently Bob Iger said in an interview a few months back, he's like, yeah, we're not going to like completely do away with original stories and whatnot. But when it comes to these big name IPs, specifically Marvel and Star Wars, I am concerned that we're just going to see less risks like Eternals or less risks even like Shang-Chi that was really well received, or in this case, The Acolyte or Rogue One, and we're just going to focus on characters we already know and love. And in the case of Star Wars, I think you can kind of already see that. I mean, nobody was really asking for a sequel to The Rise of Skywalker, but here we are getting the new Jedi Order in the next few years. And, I understand that's not really a beloved trilogy, so there's more questions as to why they would continue that storyline, especially so soon. But they all of them made $1 billion, so there is logic, I guess. But yeah, you got the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, like a movie based off of a TV show on Disney Plus, and I saw the leaked trailer and it does look really cool, but it also is just like, the things that excite me about these franchises, especially Marvel and Star Wars, that I just hold so near and dear to my heart, is that they're willing to take risks and that we can live in a world where we get a movie like Deadpool and Wolverine, but then we'll turn around and get something like Shang-Chi or Eternals or Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy, just things that are really different and that complement one another. Same thing with Star Wars. That's one of the reasons about the prequels and the originals. I feel like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, you know, comparisons as to which is the better made trilogy aside, they both feel distinctly unique from one another. The time period for the prequels feels a lot different than the time period for the originals. And that's one of the things, for example, with the sequel trilogy that I just thought they didn't do as well, and that we get a sequel trilogy that, yes, is technically in a different time frame, like 30, 40 years or whatever after the original trilogy, but it just feels the same. It feels like we've seen these locations, we've definitely seen these characters before, and I just really like it when these franchises can kind of balance familiarity with trying something new. For example, with Alien Romulus, I thought that's a great example of something that at first, and you can go look at my review, I can also put the link in the description for that down below, where the first act of that movie, I was kind of like, wait, this is just giving Alien vibes, but 2024. And then as we got more into the film, and by the third act, I was like, okay, it's taking a cool twist. Like, it can actually stand on its own 2 feet. And that's something that I just feel like is so missing from this newly announced slate of Disney, and hearing that The Acolyte's been canceled. Again, The Acolyte has problems. I'm not saying it's a perfect show. At times, it's not even a good show. At times, I did enjoy it, but at times I can admit and go along with the fans that yes, there's some lore breaking moments. There's some wonky kind of feeling character. I don't know, just, a bunch of stuff that kind of bugged me. But at the end of the day, I would rather see Disney take a swing and a miss than have okay to even good films that just feel formulaic and feel like they're coming off an assembly line. I mean, I'll never be opposed to sequels. I mean, my most anticipated film of 2025 is going to be Tron Ares. Like, there's going to be no movie, I think, that is going to top that in terms of my anticipation level. And that's a sequel. But it also feels like a sequel that's earned, that there's more story to tell versus, hey, let's just tell the 75th thousandth story about Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and Leia, and here's what Ahsoka was doing in between episodes 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 or whatever they decide to do. And that's just something I'm worried about. And in a couple years, when we look back on a lot of these films and shows that are going to be released, maybe I'll be like, hey, a lot of them were really good. Yes, they might be, Mandalorian and Grogu, but it feels distinctly different. It had its own story to tell. I could be completely wrong. And I'm never going to go into something like, especially when it comes to Marvel, DC, Star Wars, anything, any sort of franchise that I love, and go in with a pessimistic attitude. I want to enjoy things. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be these guys on the internet that's just like, I hope Disney burns to the ground because I hate their stuff. Like, it's not what I want to. It's not the person I want to be. It's not what I want to do on here. I want to be a bright light to pop culture. But I do have my reservations, and I hope I'm wrong. And you all can let me know in the comments down below what you think. Or is the Acolyte. First of all, did you like the Acolyte or did you not like the Acolyte? And then, second of all, do you think Disney can really thrive off predominantly sequels, prequels, and all that? Or do you think they should put more of an emphasis on just making overall quality entertainment no matter what? Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today. And thanks for stopping by. I will see you all later. Hey, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to support new and upcoming YouTubers like myself. And I will catch you all in the next video.